hungry.
No, that was Selena Powell. Your cheekbones is hella muscular though. Put it on my tongue. Do it on camera too.
Y'all, this show is everything, honey. Absolutely everything. From start to motherfucking finish, I was glued to the screen. Oh, like it was just nonstop drama and action, and I loved it, honey. I absolutely loved it. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, bitch, where the fuck were you last night? Because it's when it aired. But look, ho, I was tired after I did my baddies review, okay? And this morning I had a dentist appointment, okay? But I'm here now. I may not come when you want me, but I'm always right on time. So the episode begins with Erica giving us a backstory about her love life, honey. Apparently, you know, she's been all over the blogs, all over the TV with her, you know, relationship with Safari. Now listen, I didn't really watch Love and Hip Hop like that. I only watched Atlanta. I didn't watch New York, and I think that's where she originally was Love and Hip Hop New York, and then she transitioned to Atlanta later. But I really stopped watching Atlanta after Tommy left, okay? And so yeah, she says that she's looking for love and that she's gonna have guys and girls on the season because she is bisexual, okay? And she's happy she's bisexual because it has opened her up to just double the people that she can. And I'm like, oh, okay, honey, okay. So then they do the theme song showing the people on the show. This first man here is fine as fuck, okay? I heard that he is no longer with us. He was fine. He could have hit it from the back, okay? The next girl is Selena Powell. I hear she is a whore like no other. Now here goes Aaron Plumber, okay, Mr. You're Not Qualified. He can hit it from the back. A lot of people clown his looks, call him a Ninja Turtle. Well, bitch, I like that Ninja Turtle, honey. I like him. I like him. I like him. And he's good TV. I mean, this whole episode, he was the star. He was reading the girls, honey. Reading the girls. So next we got this hoe. Okay, a lot of face tattoos. Willy Wonka. Okay. This girl here. She's cute. Oh my God. They got the white boys, honey. They got the white boys. And they kind of fine too, I'm not gonna lie. And they could get it from the back. Actually, you know what? I'll get it from the back, all right? It'll be a toot, 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 toot situation. Twinning. Okay, then we got this girl here. We got this man here. We got this girl. She's pretty. She's pretty. This guy here. This woman, right? Trans woman. This guy here, he actually, I don't want him to hit it from the back, nor do I want to hit him from the back, but I remember him from the the Bad Boys, Texas auditions. Okay, I remember him, from there. I guess he finally got his spot on another Zeus show. Good for yo, good for yo. Then we got this girl, this guy here, kind of raggedy. This girl, she's pretty. She's a pretty girl. This guy, he aight. This man, girl, oh, I think she a lesbian. She all right. There goes Erica Betta. Okay, Erica Betta look good, honey. Erica Betta look good. She's a fine woman. And yeah. So then they cut to Erica FaceTiming Bambi, Adiz the Bam, and they are best friends, honey. Erica says they've been through a lot together. They've even gone to jail together. And I'm like, oh, wow, that is definitely a friendship. And she tells Bambi that she needs to come to LA, all right, and help her with her decision in finding, you know, her mate. By the way, I do like Bambi's hair. It's everything, and you know Hampton Spears loves a what? A blonde wig. So next they cut to the contestants getting on the Sprinter to head to the house. There goes the girls, and there goes the boys. Now, when they get on the bus, you know, they immediately start, you know, introducing themselves. The first person who introduces himself is Seven. But he goes by Jay Hefner. He has fucked a lot of women on, you know, Pornhub. I've never personally seen any of his work because I don't watch straight porn. But, I mean, he does look like he can put it down. He does look like he can put it down. Now, in the confessionals, he says he's really not too concerned about his competition, especially with the women, because it's like, I don't feel threatened by no woman that I'm competing for a woman for because there's no competition. Okay. And I'm like, All right. I mean, girl, shit. It's good to have confidence. It's good to have confidence. So next, they cut to this guy introducing himself. Boring. Then this girl introduces herself. Her name is Cheeky. And one of the girls says she reminds her of Erica's ex, Sid Santana. And I'm like, yeah, they do kind of look alike. They do kind of look alike. So then they cut to the twins introducing themselves. One of them is Alec and the other one is Austin. They ask them, is it going to be a package deal with Erica if they're chosen? And they're like, yeah, ideally. And I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. Like, what happens when you guys have sex? Like, are you going to basically have a threesome with your own brother? Like, ew. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I first watched this, I was like, these two remind me of German soldiers during World War II. I mean, they look like the archetype. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. It was a little scary. Next, the whore, Selena Powell, introduces herself and she says she's from Colorado or something. I don't know. But soon after that, Aaron Plumber, aka Mr. Qualified, calls out Selena Powell for her strong ass cheekbones. And I'm not gonna lie, they strong as fuck, looking very masculine, okay? But Selena Powell ends up telling him to shut the fuck up, screaming, they start going back and forth, back and forth. So after that, Aaron introduces himself, the Mr. Qualified, does what he does. The people clown him saying his suit looks weird. Yeah, no lie, the hat with the suit is kind of throwing me off, but he's buff. He looks good. I like his confidence. And, he's a little sassy. He's a little sassy and he's not afraid to get into it with the Wibbis. And, I'm not mad at it. These men, I feel like they'd be backing down to women a lot and they'll let the women talk to them any old kind of crazy way. But not him. He gives it back to them, honey. And I like that. I like that. So then this girl introduces herself and starts shaking her ass. And Mr. Plumber says it looked like it stank though. And I was like, Now, why you have to say that, Aaron? Why the hell you have to say that? And the girl asked him if he want to smell it, but he's like, no, I don't want my nostrils to fall off. I said, oh. Now, this woman here, or man, whatever, well, wannabe man, is in the confessionals talking about, why is he always going after the women, the women, the women? It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's a reality show, okay? You got to add a little spice, okay? Or you'll end up like Emma, okay? Eliminated and gone in zilch. So then this woman here asks this man who he thinks is going to be eliminated first, and he says Aaron because, he feels like he's going to butt heads with Erica. But I'm thinking to myself, bro, if anybody's going to get eliminated first, it's you because you a little fruity. Like, you act like one of the girls, okay? You act like you part of my community. And a lot of straight women don't like that, honey. They want their men to be hard and rough and masculine. And you all gossipy and shit. It's like, girl, sit down and shut the fuck up. So then these girls start, cackling like a bunch of hens. And Aaron ends up telling them to shut the fuck up. And they're like, who you talking to? Who you talking to? You a turtle, you a turtle. And Aaron, starts popping his shit, standing up, showing what he's working with, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So next, this guy here introduces himself by saying he's a 27-year-old virgin, which is a weird way to introduce yourself. It's like, bro, why? That's just, too much information. So they ask him about his sexuality, and he says he's straight, which I'm like, okay, bitch, and I'm Celine Dion. But he says he's willing to, have a threesome with the guy with Erica. And I'm like, okay, well, bitch, are you bi? Like, what's going on? Now, this woman here ends up saying to the guy, you're a bottom. You're the bottom. And he's like, bitch, aren't you a man? And then she's like, I'm a doll. I'm a doll. But then she's like, I am a trans woman. I am a trans woman. And then all the girls are like, yay, yay. And all the guys just turn their head. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So then the gay guy or bi guy or the virgin, however you want to refer to him, calls out Jay for his porn videos. Apparently he's seen them, he said that he, fucks handicapped girls, you know, all types of girls, just fuck anything. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I said, I've never seen his movies, but shit, I believe it. I believe it. They ask him, like, if you get with Erica, are you still gonna fuck other bitches on porn? And he's like, something we have to discuss, something we have to discuss. I'm like, ooh, that would disqualify you for me. I don't want no man of mine being a porn star. Like, no, no, no. The messy queen ends up saying like, oh, aren't you in his porn videos too and y'all be fucking bitches together? And I'm like, oh wow. All these hoes are porn stars and whores. Like, damn, this is a nasty cast. I hope they tested all them hoes. So then, Aaron starts going back and forth with the women's again, and he says, like, I know you're a sex worker. I know you're a sex worker. But then Jay is like, what's wrong with sex workers? What's wrong with sex workers? But Aaron is like, well, it's different because you're a man, right? And, you know, in the Bible, it says for men to, you know, procreate with multiple women. And then one of the white boys is like, no, that's not true because Sarah was infertile or something. I don't know, some biblical story. And Aaron starts, you know, going back and forth with him, being like, dude, shut the fuck up, stop talking to me. So they start going back and forth, and the trans woman ends up saying like, oh my God, they gonna jump you, Aaron, they gonna jump you. And then Aaron's like, they not gonna jump me. So then the trans woman asks this guy here if he's gonna help Mr. Qualified when the twins or when or if the twins jump him, and he's like, yeah. But the trans woman addresses him as ma'am, and then he's like, don't call me ma'am, it's actually sir, and aren't you a man? And they start going back and forth. Aaron gets involved and starts talking about, oh, I'm international, I'm known, I go more than viral. But then the white boy starts being like, where are you known from? What do you do? What do you do? And he's like, bitch, you better stop motherfucking talking to me. And he starts to stand it up, taking off his shirt, showing the muscles. Ooh, yes. And he ends up swinging on this twin. And it's a whole bunch of pandemonium. You really can't see nothing. But the twins end up getting off the bus, and apparently this guy here has a shiner. And I'm like, oh my God. So then Aaron and the trans woman start going back and forth. And so they start talking about lip gloss, and Aaron's like, I only want this lip gloss if I take it off of you, and makes a kissy face towards her. And I'm like, oh my God. And then she's like, bitch, your breath stinks. You need a mint. And he's like, I'll only do it if you pour it on my tongue. And she pours mints on his tongue. And I'm like, oh, okay, but this is a trans girl. But later on, he acted like he didn't know that she was a trans woman, but she clearly stated it on the bus. Maybe he didn't hear it. I don't know. So then, you know, he ends up calling the trans woman a bum and puts $200 in the air and says that bitch ain't got nothing. I got $200 for this hoe. And then this wannabe man ends up, you know, throwing water on Aaron, talking about, bitch, shut the fuck up, sit down. And Aaron, you know, is like, bitch, you know, I'll put hands on you, whatever. And people, you know, hold him back, whatever. And Aaron's like, bitch, if she want to act like a man, she can get treated like a man. And I'm like, I mean, I kind of agree. So then the twins get back on the bus, and they, you know, eventually pull up to the house. And it is a beautiful house. It's immaculate. It's in Bel Air, honey. It's beautiful. And all the people are like, oh my God, wow, it's nice, yada, yada, yada. So then, you know, they're calling out for Erica to come out. And Erica comes out, and everybody goes crazy. And she looks great, honey. She looks amazing. But oh, this confessional look of hers, I was shook to my core. The boobs. The shit was making my chest hurt. It's like, damn, it looks like her skin is going to explode. So yeah, she introduces herself, whatever. And the other people end up introducing themselves. And this man here, you know, introduces himself and says, you know, I have an 11-inch dick. And I'm like, whoa, not leading with the dick size. Ow, that made me clench up a little bit. Oof. This man says, you know, he has a 10-inch. The fruity one says he has a 9-inch. But then the trans girl says, I have a 6-inch. I have tits on top and a dick at the bottom. And I'm like, whoa, that voice just totally changed. Dropped about 3 motherfucking octaves. I was shook to my core. And then she ends up pulling out a prosthetic boob from under her shirt. And I'm like, wait, so you don't have like actual implants? Girl, like what? So then Aaron the plumber introduces himself and actually ends up giving Erica some forever roses. Apparently they cost $900. He makes that very clear. And apparently you don't have to water them for a year. And I'm like, oh, okay. All the other people are hating. They're like, ugh, ugh, ugh. And I'm like, bitch, don't be mad because you broke. Like, you know, he gave uh her flowers and she likes roses, and that's what guys do when they're trying to woo a woman. Like, sorry, you didn't come correct. And she's very, you know, happy, and she takes the roses and very flattered, and he definitely got, you know, some cool points from Erica. So then she invites them all into the house. So when they get into the house, Erica lets them all know that, bitch, you guys cannot fuck each other before you fuck me, okay? Because if you do, I'm going to cut your heads off. She also says you got to be clean and that she has a bunch of hidden cameras out there, and you guys should stand out, you know, put your best foot forward, yada, 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 yada. And then she, you know, says to all the people, go get your room. Males on this side and females on that side. So then they all go up to get their rooms, but the fruity guy is smart and actually ends up talking to Erica one-on-one, and she's like, I hear you're the virgin. And he's like, well, you know, I've ate before, but I just haven't stuck it in. And then Erica was like, well, that doesn't really make you a virgin. And I was kind of like, yeah, kind of. It's like a half virgin, okay? And he says the only reason why he hasn't done it is because he's looking for love. To be honest, it seems like he doesn't want to penetrate. It seems like he wants to be the one penetrated. But you ain't heard that from me. And then he says, you know, I'm not a whore like everyone else. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So then they cut to the girls getting their room. Apparently, this girl and Selena Powell get into it because Selena ended up, you know, ripping her nail off accidentally. And they are fighting for this bed. And they get to tussling. And honestly, this girl got the best of Selena. She has way more strength than Selena. Like, the girl is pushing her around like a damn rag doll. And this was funny. They're wrestling over this bag, and then this girl ends up pushing Selena in this closet and shuts the door. And I'm like, that was good. That was good strategy, honey. Good strategy. So yeah, then they cut to the guys, you know, going into their quarters. They're like, oh my God, oh my God. Then they cut back to the girls, this girl here and the trans woman, you know, just doing the most whatever. Then, you know, they cut back to the guys, and Willy Wonka ends up wanting this bed. But then this guy here is like, nah, you're too little for that. I need that because I'm big. And, you know, they start to kind of getting into it. The big guy ends up touching the little guy's stuff. And basically, he's like, bitch, we're going to have to share this bed together. I'm not fucking moving. And they're like, just sitting in the bed, whatever. And then this guy is like, listen, I sleep in the same bed as my son, so it don't even mean nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all really gonna sleep in the same bed? Nah, they not. No, they not. Someone's gonna have to give it up. And if I was this guy here, he's a lot smaller than this guy. Like, I mean, you see the height difference? Like, yeah, small Willy Wonka guy, I suggest you step back. I suggest you step back. So then they cut to more girls getting into their room.